The Manuscript of Survival, Part 380. December 16, 2013. As you have noticed, the frequencies that are buffeting you now are indeed a far cry from the ones you have been bathing in for quite a long time now, and rightly so, as these last few days a whole new set of energetic encodings have transformed the very atmosphere around you. And, as usual, with these new encodings comes a whole host of energetic reactions, both on the physical but also on the mental levels. And for many of you, these new currents have literally dislodged the very deepest residue that your cellular memory has kept hidden from you, forever it seems. And now, you may be struggling to cope with all of this flotsam that is suddenly paraded in front of you, and you may find yourself seemingly slipping under the surface, unable to even breathe. So let us take this opportunity to remind you all that this whole process is not about breaking you down, rather, it is all about breaking away any and all of the old incrustations that have kept your soul trapped within for such a long time, and even if this breaking apart of this hard shell or carapace that has been constricting your very soul may feel almost unbearably painful, it is indeed imperative that you go through this process. And please trust us when we say that the very reason so many of you are experiencing this at this very moment, is because you are finally ready to do so. Remember, what we refer to as a pain that goes so deep your own body has done all it can to hide it from you, so that you could literally survive this far in the first place. For there are limits to what a fragile human can endure, and so your trusted companion, your physical body, has taken upon itself to protect that fragile inner child in any way it can. For it has acted as your custodian in this process, and so, it has removed the most painful of memories in a way that has made them tolerable to most of you, and as such, you have been able to come this far. But now, you have all grown so much in stature if you will, that you are finally able to take it all on, and so your body is, perhaps somewhat reluctantly at first, letting go of all of these hard-begotten shards of information that it has done its best to encapsulate deep within your very tissue. And so, they can suddenly appear before you in extreme detail, and for many, this will come as a shock to their whole system. For you may have forgotten so much of it, or perhaps you thought you had processed it all already, but there are still some remnants, and in some cases, large swaths of forbidden territory that suddenly open up before you. For your own bodies have restricted your access to these places before, and rightly so, for if you had ventured too far within these darkened rooms earlier on, you would have stood a great chance of getting lost here. But not anymore. For now, you have the light by your side, and as such, there is not one single darkened room within any of you that can trap you in its grip. For you all carry so much light now, it will light up even the deepest recesses of your very being, and so, nothing can hold you back from finally entering those parts of you that you have not been able to reach before. This may sound like an unbearable ordeal, for if there is one thing that is uppermost in anyone's mind, it is to lessen the impact of anything that is painful. But trust us when we say, that even if this process may feel unbearably painful at the onset, it will very quickly turn into such a haven of release and relief, it will leave you all literally refreshed and reborn. For this is what this is all about, finding that courage within that will allow you to open that final door, the one that has been marked with a huge warning sign, and so, has been carefully avoided forever. But now, nothing can stop you from entering this room, for the deeper this cavern is, and the more horrendous memories it contains, the greater the power you will unleash within yourself. For this is a veritable powerhouse, dear ones, and the deeper your wounds go, the stronger the current of healing light will be. And as you take a deep breath and dare yourself to finally wrestle open that door and step across the threshold, the wind in your back will increase as a veritable storm of light follows you into that chamber and literally blows all of those dark memories out into the open. And when they become exposed to the light, they finally lose any capacity they ever had of holding you down. For then, they become as if weightless, and you are finally released of that burden you have carried with you, in this life, and in all of the lives that came before this. Remember, Your physical body is capable of carrying memories implanted within your cellular structure from way back, long before this current physical body ever came into existence, and as such, you can all carry so much baggage with you that now will come up to be released. But as you have already opened yourself to the light will help you to finally face whatever it is you have to face in order to become free at last. And even if the light within you is more than powerful enough to wash away any and all traces of dirt and grime that has accumulated in this, your very own chamber of horrors, it is also important not to close the door to any light that will offer to assist you from the outside. For all of creation stand poised to offer their assistance in this last and oh so crucial process of removing any old shackles on your soul. And so we ask you all to ask for assistance, and it will indeed come in all shapes and forms, from your fellow men, from your animal companions, from Mother Earth herself, and indeed from so many not in a physical body. We are all here for you, and we stand ready to embrace you in our loving arms and help you to find your balance again. For removing what in some instances can be large chunks of dark matter, will take its toll on you all, and so, it is important to remember that even if you are the only one who can decide whether or not to open that inner chamber and expose it to the light, you have so many standing by your side, ready to add their light to yours in order to get this painful process over and done with in the shortest of time spans. So again we say, do not fear, dear ones, for even if you are in the middle of these painful throes of remembrance, they have come up because you have allowed your own strength to carry you through this ordeal. But you need not face it alone. In fact, we advise you not to face it alone, for the light is here, in full force, ready to lend a hand and steady your heart as you finally step across and into that inner sanctum. And when you come back out from that inner chamber again, you do so as the victorious one, the one that has finally conquered the very last bit of embattled territory within. And then, you will go in peace, for then, the light will give you all the peace and inner strength you need to embark upon that final unfolding of the true you. The Constant Companions. Channeled by Asia North. asianorth.wordpress.com